other parents are kind of like, wow, he's such a sweet kid. I'm like, we taught him that.
How to be. We set him up for success.
We set him up for success.
And
right?
so
Hello, everyone. We are Greg and Jacquie Francis, and welcome to High Performance Parenting, where our passionate goal is to encourage you to raise champion children in a crazy world. Every week, we will bring you multiple episodes from our extensive experience of raising our six happy, healthy, successful, godly kids who are confidently equipped to win big in life.
We deeply believe that any parent who is provided with the right knowledge and continual support can raise amazing kids. And when they do, all of our futures get better. If raising up future generations of absolute champions matters to you as much as it does to us, here's how you can contribute. Like and share this podcast with everyone you know. And together, let's embrace this journey of raising champion kids in a crazy world.
All right, we are back. And it is another beautiful fall day.
it's gorgeous out.
We just did an episode last time for your birthday because you just had one, which was amazing.
I'm still in it, though, today.
Huh?
I'm still in my birthday today.
I know, but
Yeah,
this
okay.
episode's going to come out later, so we're not releasing them all on your birthday.
Well, we should.
We should maybe. But yeah, but it's a beautiful fall day. And man, I'm looking forward to Thanksgiving coming up, which is going to be awesome. I do have a question though. Why couldn't the Thanksgiving band perform?
I didn't even know there was one. Like,
Somebody ate the drumsticks.
yeah, I didn't even know there was a band and drumsticks.
Why didn't the turkey want dessert?
He was stuffed.
Oh, okay. You're picking up on this game. All right. Got it.
I mean, it's only taken me 2.5 years, 3 years, however long it's been for. I don't know how long we've been doing the podcast for.
What do you call a sad cranberry?
I don't know.
A blueberry.
Oh, okay.
Get it? They're blue. And they're
Yep.
sad.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
That one went a little far.
Yeah, that's a good one though.
Should have stopped at the stuffing. But
Yeah, the one that you got. Yeah. Well, all right. So one of the topics we want to talk about today is how to intentionally shape what your family is known for.
Well, that was different than the topic we originally
I
talked
know,
about.
I like throwing you a little curveball once in a while.
I was like, we prepped for a different one.
Set
All
you
right.
up the fastball,
Yeah.
twist a curveball in
Great.
there.
So why don't you start us off, honey? How would you like to start that?
I love how you love being prepared. Don't you just love it though?
I love
when
it.
I don't give you a chance to be prepared.
I love it, honey.
You do.
Embracing it.
I could tell with the eyebrows up and the look. I think it's really funny when you're trying to have a certain reaction and you can't keep your eyebrows from being up.
You're jealous. You're jealous of my eyebrows.
It's cute.
You're very jealous. You've been jealous of my eyebrows ever since you saw my senior picture.
Wow, we're going.
I mean, you have been jealous of my eyebrows. I mean, I have these strong, eyebrows that actually are very popular, and people pay a lot of money to get them now.
I know.
I mean,
And
these
yours are
been-
El Natural.
Al natural, and yeah, you're a little jelly.
Anyways, okay. So intentionally shaping what your family's known for. So let's just talk about this for a second, because what kind of comments do you hear from others about what makes our family special? Our kids, our family.
I feel like you're turning back on me, but okay.
It's a dialogue, honey.
I know, but I wanted to hear you first. What do I hear? I mean, people talk about all the time that we just have a classy family.
What does that mean?
Well, for them, they see us walk in with confidence, all of us, being very respectful. Our kids are very respectful. They look people in the eye. They shake their hands. They give a side hug, whatever it may be. We acknowledge everybody. We don't just shy away. Our kids have never been allowed to just turn their face into our hip or something like that. And even at young ages, when they, might have wanted to be shy, we came down to their level and said, hey, I need you to say hi to this person.
Yeah.
So our kids are very confident in that. And, I know we've talked about this before. A lot of that comes from prepping our kids so well. When we were going to go to different events, church events, business events, somebody's home, we would role play on what to do when we walked in. Hey, when we walk in and we introduce you to somebody, I want you to say your name confidently and look them in the eye. I don't want you shying away. So many people see that on our kids. That's one comment I hear a lot, is how confident our kids are.
Okay, so confidence.
And they look people in the eye.
Classiness, which basically means that they carry themselves well.
Yep.
They are
Respectful.
honoring and respectful.
Correct.
They They don't just like shy away. They
No.
don't just mumble.
No.
You know, now, to your point, what I think a lot of people tend to think is, man, you guys just got lucky 6 times. But
Right.
everything that they are, we had to build in. And all the stuff you would see that could be the opposite of this, like a kid shying away and burying their face in their parents, or when a adult says, "Hey, how you doing?" and they just kind of look away or walk away, or, you know, all those things. Our kids did that too, to begin with.
Oh, they did. And we corrected it with love. With love. We never embarrassed our kids.
Yeah.
But we would simply say, hey, you know, whatever, Abby, you know, Miss Julie said hi to you. Can you say hi to Miss Julie, please? I would like for you to say hi. And they came back and said, hi, Miss Julie.
Yeah.
You know, or hey, Drews, I want you to shake his hand.
Right.
You know.
But we wouldn't only correct them and try to do teaching in front of people.
No,
we
that
would do
was
a
at
lot of
home.
prep work. And then if
Yes.
it didn't happen right, then we would actually practice it again at home.
Correct.
And then we would practice it again and set an expectation before we went out to see people again.
That's how we would role play. Yes, we would role play. Yeah, we don't believe in embarrassing our kids to make them do something. That is far
But
from
I'll
our
watch,
leadership.
I'll watch parents even though, like, I'll go up and say, "Hey, what's your name?" You know, he's a 6-year-old kid, and I'll be like trying to shake his hand, and they'll be like, "Hey, get over here, you know, shake his hand," and the kid looks like he don't even know what to do.
Right, he didn't ever probably do it before.
But I think the parent is a little embarrassed in that moment, and they want to kind of show that they're training their kid, but it's almost like very obvious that you're not. And I'm not judging. I'm just saying your little one we know this times 6. Your kids want this training. Even if they kind of resist it in the front end, there's nothing that I think builds our kids' confidence more is when they're in public with us throughout all these years and people are like, you guys are awesome.
Right.
Because they do shake the hand. They do look in eyes. They do communicate clearly. They do carry themselves well. We never have... You know, we always want an exception if we ever go anywhere and they say it's adults only, we're like, we'd like to bring our kids, but our kids are not like most kids. They will be probably more respectful than most adults in the room, and people don't understand. And then when they do get in the room, they're like, oh, I get it.
Right. And I just
know?
like, just to clarify a little bit. So this started when our kids were young. You know what I mean? We started training our kids up, I mean, right at the age of like 2.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the time when kids could start understanding and concepting what was expected of them. We didn't expect them to public speak at 2, but we did expect them to look people in the eye, give them a high five, shake their hand, be polite, and not shy away. And that has continued. And so when people look at our 16-year-olds and they say, hey, wow, that's because we were intentional starting at a young age. I also want to say that we really heavily prep our kids for success. Like, we don't set them up for failure, just like you were explaining.
Right.
A perfect example of setting your kids up for failure is never explaining them how to shake a hand, but then all of a sudden you're embarrassed and you're like, get over here, shake, you know, Mr. Greg's hand. And little Jimmy's like, I don't even know what hand to shake with. Like, what's a shake?
Right.
You know, we set them up for success. I mean, another thing we do with our girls specifically is as they've gotten older, they don't really want to hang out with just little kids all the time. I'm sometimes having adult lady conversations, and by default, they would want to stand by me. And at first, they would stand by me, and I'd be getting in conversations with adults, and I'd be like, why don't the kids know to walk away? Like, I'm in a heated conversation with an adult that I don't need them listening to at 15, 16, whatever. Yeah. And then it dawned on us, like, but have we prepped them?
Right.
They're used to being near us. They would never just venture off.
Yeah.
So did we prep them?
Yeah.
So that was a new curve even as they got older to say, hey, girls, I'm going to have some adult time. I want you to go, you know, hang out by yourself, find some other girls your age, go hang out, you know, do your thing because I want adult time too. Do you know what I'm saying? And explaining that to them. And now they ask, hey, Mom, when so-and-so is coming over, is this adult time or can we participate in the conversation?
Yeah, because you not only explained in specific situations like that, but we also had conversations that are... Man, I'm sorry.
Poor frog, you know.
You know, we also had conversations with them later
Yes.
about like, okay, do you know why we want some quote unquote adult time?
Right.
We aren't trying to like hide anything from
No.
you, you know, or it's not that you probably most of these conversations, not that you could even be part of it, but there's just sometimes we just need to connect with someone individually. And it's just, it's a little more replenishing for us when we get a little one-on-one connect,
Right.
you know?
Or some people might be expressing something personal about their life to us.
Yeah.
And it's not really, I don't want to explain it to you yet. I'm trying to help this person and serve this
Yeah.
person. It's not a conversation I want to explain to you yet.
Yeah.
I'm trying to serve
Yeah,
this
so they
person.
don't feel like, we're kind of kicking them out. They just feel like with respect, okay, there's just situations where it makes sense.
Yes, and I think another thing that we are probably, people look at us and they're pretty impressed with, and I say impressed because it's like, all this takes work. We're not trying to impress people. We're trying to have standards in our lives. And if anybody was around or not around, we're still going to do it. Okay. Another thing though is how important it is for us to always be a unified team. We have taught our kids up front that you guys are each other's best friends. So we always stick together. We don't go somewhere and ignore a sibling. We don't exclude a sibling. We don't ignore a parent. We are people that family comes first. Sports doesn't come first. Friends don't come first. Business endeavors don't come first. Like whatever the case may be, does not come first. I think I got your frog. And so, for instance, when I explain that is we've gone to sports and we had to teach our kids this. We would go to sports. They would get done with an event and they'd come off maybe the tennis court or basketball court or whatever. And a few times they would not come over and say hi to me or to you, I'm sure, but I remember correcting them this specifically. They wouldn't come over. I'd sit there the whole time in the cold, maybe on the tennis court or the whole day at the basketball court, and they'd just kind of travel off with their friends and ignore me when you just played like 5 hours with these kids and you didn't come over and give me a hug. You didn't acknowledge me. You didn't do anything. And I'm calling your name like, hey, I'm over here. Can you, and they would keep walking. And I remember feeling so hurt by this.
Yeah.
Like, hey, wait a minute. Like, come acknowledge your mom, your dad, your siblings, because we've been waiting. We're your biggest fans.
But the thing is, they see their friends doing it.
Yep.
Right. And their parents are kind of just like, well, whatever. They're just getting to an age and
they don't want to be around me. Oh, but they sat outside, drove them, paid for this, all this stuff.
Right. And so it's just an example of, we're willing to face into this. And it's not even a selfish thing. It's no, you're going to continue to show honor because the word of God says to honor your parents.
That's right.
And so, and then we're going to correct you.
Not embarrassing in the front
peacefully,
of people. Yep.
Because the word also says don't exasperate your children.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
But it does say that it is our job to discipline them, which is disciple them.
Correct.
Right. And so these little things like that. And I'll tell you what, it didn't take long.
No.
We took a conversation really with them. But these are the intentional things. So that way, so now when people say, gosh, your kids are just they're all so connected. They're all so together. And because Jerusalem get down to the basketball game and he comes over and, he's just like thankful everybody's there and he's high-fiving all of his family as a priority.
And then goes off and says hi to his friends.
That's right. And all other parents are kind of like, wow, he's such a sweet kid. I'm like, we taught him that.
How to be. We set him up for success.
And
so I think that's one of the biggest things. The takeaway I can tell anybody, or people see us at church intentionally praising together in the praise and worship section of the church service. You know what I mean? And many times the kids will come up because maybe we're in the front row and they're right behind us or a row behind that. They'll come up next to us. They'll make sure they praise with us because that's what we do. We do this together. When it's time to say hi to your friends and family in the congregation, they say hi. They go up to people and say hi. They pray for people. I just had some of the girls with me at Ladies' Prayer a couple weeks ago. Just such a perfect example of we've prepped them so well how to pray at home. As a family, we practically have a large prayer team of our own. And every single night, somebody prays first. They pray for our whole family and for all of our loved ones and all of our prayers for the night. But they stand in the center, and that's what they lead us in prayer is what they do. And so when I took them to ladies' prayer that had 20-some ladies there, and one of our girls was called on, naturally they came to the center and started praying very confidently. And here's our little 13-year-old doing it, right? Ellie was doing it. And people were like, oh my gosh, your kids are unbelievable. How do you get them to come and pray like that? And I'm thinking to myself, that took years to prep for the day when she would be called on today to be able to pray in a larger group outside of our family.
With confidence.
Yes, and with being intentional. And so I think to answer all your questions is the importance is making sure we set them all up for success. We don't ever want our kids to be in positions that they weren't prepped for.
We're trying to teach our kids how to be Christ-centered kids. We're trying to teach them how to walk in the fruits of the Spirit. You know, we're trying to teach them how to be, we're trying to steward them, knowing that they are God's kids, not just ours. And, you know, I know that we don't do it perfect, but having a desire to try to shape them in a way that we think God would be very proud of, to help them live out a life the way that He designed them to function, it requires hyper intentionality. And
I couldn't agree more.
And so, you know, I mean, if it's like what do we want our kids to be known for? That they're godly kids, right? That's what it is.
Yep. And I think if I could just add one more thing is, as parents, if we want our kids to enter into community in all aspects and be the standard and be the godly example and be the light, we have to be wise on who we're associating with too. Our kids know very well who we associate with and why, and who we don't associate with and why. In every environment, there's always people that aren't going to be standard barriers. They're going to naturally do it less than. And you can usually pick them out pretty quickly. It can be at church. It can be in sports. It can be in business. It can be in school. It can be in anything, you know? And we usually hone in pretty quick. Like the Holy Spirit usually prompts me on who we should kind of, you know, hitch our wagon to and who we shouldn't, type thing. And when our kids see who we do that and we explain why we do to certain people and why we don't, not being negative, just stating the obvious, that's who they naturally want to gravitate towards and be, you know, respectful and honoring in too. So I think as parents, we have to take ownership to make sure we're choosing our friendship group wise, so our kids will choose wise.
I think it's so cool. You know, we just had a friend, we got to wrap this up, but we just had a friend in from town, and, you know, when they came over, we were all going to, you and I and this couple was going to go out on the deck and, you know, look at the mountains and have a nice sushi dinner. And it was so fun because you know, Claudia is her name. She was just like, I kind of want to just stay in here and hang with everybody in your family.
Yeah.
And it just is such a compliment to the fact, and you know, and then we just had another invite to come to dinner with another great couple.
Yeah.
And they're like, you know, we could just do the four of us, but if you want to bring your kids, we actually love hanging out with your kids.
I know.
And this is a couple that doesn't have kids.
Well, and even I was at my gathering with some ladies, and sweet Pastor Lynette was like, you know, I don't usually have kids over at my house. I'm, you know, at the point where my house just isn't set up. She goes, but you can bring all 6 of your kids because I would love to spend time with them.
Wow.
And it's just,
cool.
That's the theme.
Nice job, babe.
Boom.
You excited about pumpkin cheesecake tonight for your
Can't
birthday?
wait.
Yes. Love you.
Hey everyone, thanks for listening and thanks for your love and support. We hope that today's episode added tremendous value to you and your family. It would mean so much to us if you would partner with us on our mission of helping parents around the globe raise champion children in this crazy world.
To do so, simply take a moment to like and share this podcast with everyone in your network. See you next time.